What up?
Shit, what is going on? Oh
Nada,
my
we're
goodness.
live, baby. I
Hell,
clicked it right as you came in.
that is what is up. Give me 1 second to get this bitch fucking fully going. Morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. This is the earliest I've ever done a podcast in my fucking life.
Right? Tell me about
And I
it.
like it.
It's not too bad. I definitely wanted to get one out. We did not get to link up last week while I was in New Jersey, but with UFC 247 here, we had to get something out.
Oh, you got to talk about it. I mean, we got to have our picks out to the world. I mean, we're keeping track for this year.
No shit. Uncle Randy is in the lead.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna do our picks just on the main card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is great, dude. Fucking get this shit going right now. Tom Brady might be leaving the Patriots, but who the fuck cares? That is not why we are here. This is Throwing Smoke. I am Joe B. That man is Uncle Randy. Did I come into you prepping a video for later? Or is that one that you have already posted?
No, I've already posted it. I just posted young guy on Instagram had reached out to Uncle Randy asking a question. I posted the video for him.
That's what's
He
up.
asked last night. It was pretty good one. Just about motivation, physical fitness stuff.
That's what's up.
It's the life of Uncle Randy. Goddamn hell, I'm here to help others, son.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And with that, get some rewards of good
Do got my
karma.
Roca shades on real quick. I would like to say that Roca sunglasses are the shit tits. They're incredibly made, sturdy. They're for athletes, though. Goddamn hell. So if you're a sedentary fat fuck and you don't know how to move your body, these are not for you, son. These are for people that like to move and can get the fuck down. Roca, Uncle Randy's choice, and nephew Joey's, because he's got a pair on the way too. Goddamn.
Hell yeah. I love that video. It was pretty funny. It was inspired by Adam Simmons from Simmons and More, all about eating ass. I had to throw that
Yeah.
in there for him.
So real quick, how would you summarize your inner circle gathering? What would you say if you had to sum it up in one word?
Chaos.
Nice.
Chaos. I mean, it was good. We got a lot of work done. I picked up Kaz from the airport. We went right to work doing some stuff, creating some content that will be out later on. Got Chris from the airport. Same thing, like right back at it, doing more content. As soon as Adam got home, a little bit of exploration, getting stuff for dinners and stuff like that, and then just chilled out and just started right there. That show has actually just got released last night. I have to do the tweet for it, but the opening ceremonies, if you will. I mean, Sam PC 200 was awesome. Like it was a good experience. I'm hoping to
Nice.
get more and to get more people involved, and I have some ideas for it as far as like Kaz teaching video processing stuff. That was pretty neat.
Sweet.
I learned a lot of shit.
Well, so how are you excited for tonight's fights?
Yeah,
What's
oh
up?
yes, dude. Fucking Jon Jones, the return of Jon Jones. I do want to see if Dominick Reyes, although I don't think he'll be able to stop Jones. I want to see what he's able to do against the big man. He is very similar as far as size goes. Actually, he looked like he stood a little bit taller than Jones.
Yeah, their posture almost looks like Reyes just because he has better posture. Like they're almost identical size, but Reyes stands a little straighter. So it looked like John was looking up a scotch.
I think the only thing I don't know is like Reyes' reach, where Jones got the fucking 84-inch giant Muhammad Ali
Yeah,
reach.
Jon Jones is his reach is 84 and a half inches. Reyes is 77. So he's given up a drastic. Nobody's arms are as long as Jon Jones except for Stephen Struve in the UFC.
Yeah. It's so crazy, dude. It's such a long span.
It is, and
I will never have that.
that's the only differentiator. Other than that, they're like carbon copies, except Reyes is a southpaw.
It'll be interesting to see if there's a lot of leg kicks flying against
Yeah,
Jones.
those teat kicks, man, that Jon Jones does. Everybody tries to do them, but they don't do them like Jon. Jon is doing them with bad intentions to hyperextend your knee. Catch you moving forward, apply that pressure to your thigh, and just buckle your fucking knee.
Yeah, it looks painful. I get why people get frustrated with it because it's hard to defend. It's not you're not checking those things. Some like you almost got to do like the Miyagi fucking sand the floor to block them things.
Yeah, I mean, you either block it or you just lift your foot off the air because off the ground. Because as long as it's in the air, it's just going to push your leg around. But if your foot stays planted when it's going to cause that hyperextension. But if your foot's off the ground and John sees that, then you're off balance,
Right.
and he's going to hit you with something. He's just a master at that shit. That's the little nuanced things that makes him so great. Are things like that.
You're probably not taking a shot this morning, this early, but I
Yeah,
will cheers my coffee to you, sir.
I've got a beer already. Hell,
My man, fucking getting those carbs after the gym.
yep.
uh, before we get too deep in the main card, James Krause stepping in 1 day notice to fight on the prelims. That's pretty spectacular. Good for him.
Yeah, no, that's a G thing to do, and he's fighting at welterweight. I mean, he's moving up, fighting at 185. He's fought at 155 before. So people give all this shit, to the bigger named guys when they move up one weight class. The real G's are motherfuckers like Krause that said,
Yeah.
"Shit, I'm here already because I'm cornering the guy. Fuck it, I'll fight him."
Yeah.
185. That's a motherfucking fighter right there.
That's what's up, dude. Shout out to Krause, dude. I almost hope he gets the win just for that reason.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like to step up like that, and I mean you're almost expecting him to lose 1 day notice, up a weight class. So if he can turn out, pull out a win, do a good performance, it's like shit, dude. Maybe
No
you might
shit.
want to stay in that weight class. But first off, Derrick the Black Beast Lewis versus Latifi.
Yeah, and Latifi's moved up. He's a 205er. He's fought at 205, and he's like a different human now at heavyweight. His body is so much thicker. I'm interested in this one.
I mean, I think Lewis is going to take it. It almost seems like with the trajectory that Lewis was going, it almost seems like a step backwards for him.
Yeah.
Like
I just think there's something else because he's, it's kind of railroaded at the top. If fucking Stipe don't hurry up and fight DC or something, like they need to get it moving.
I'm surprised they didn't just give him Greg Hardy.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the one that, hell, I wanted that. But I think if Greg Hardy would have won his last fight, that might have happened.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That is a very good point. Mirsad Bektic versus Dan Ige. Dude, these guys look like savages. I had to look them up. Fucking idiot. That's what happens when you have two computers open.
Yeah, well, also for the record, I'm taking Lewis, but Latifi's a good one if you're wanting to take a dog. Dude, he's got dynamite in his hands. I mean, he can end it as quick as Derrick Lewis can, but I mean, I'm taking Lewis.
Yeah, same. Same. I don't know. Dan Ige, Mirsad Bektic.
Yeah,
Say that. There you go. Both coming off good. They get good records coming into it. Although Mirsad is coming off a loss to Josh Emmett. So looking to get that win back. I like Dan. I think looking at Dan's record, his ground game, I think I was going to go with Dan on this one.
I'm taking Mirsad. He trains up there at TriStar, and he does a lot of work with George St. Pierre. Supposedly he's improved a lot. I mean, Emmett's tough. He's one of those guys that can knock you out with one of those shots at any time. He's kind of known for that. I'm going to take Mirsad, but it's going to be close. I like Dan a lot too. It's a close fight. That's why their odds are so close. I mean, it's almost a give me fight. So
right.
I like Mirsad though. So that's our first difference.
Yeah. Jaun Adams versus Justin Tafa.
Oh shit! All right, I'll pick this one first since you picked first last time.
Both coming off of losses.
Yep.
Adams to Greg Hardy. Tafa lost to move faster.
He lost to the Russian guy.
Ended up
submitting him.
So,
and let me down. And that was the last time I would ever pick Tafa. He can do all the shoeys he wants. I'm taking Adams, goddamn. Hell, Tafa fucked me last time. He was on that card where Uncle Randy picked wrong in every fucking fight. Yeah.
That's he's Mark Hunt's boy, yeah.
Yeah, but I think both these guys, like, this is a do you stay in the UFC fight? Like, I think the loser is going to get cut unless it's a epic war.
Yeah, I mean Juan's off a 2-loss streak. Aran Bular, however you say that dude's name, and then Greg Hardy, where Tafa just his last one was just the loss to Castro. He beat the guy before him, so it's definitely. Are you going to stay in this organization, or are you moving on to other pastures, if you will? But yeah, I have Adams for this one as well.
Yeah, I thought Tafa, because the fight that he won before this last fight that he lost, I think was Orlovsky, and I thought Orlovsky won the fight. Like, it was an ugly decision. That may have been 2 fights ago, but anyway, he's just not impressed me. I don't know. He doesn't, when he's on the ground, he can't do a fucking thing on the ground at all. He just gets dominated. So unless he catches him with the one shot, I don't see it. So yeah, I like Juan in this one.
Yay. Shit. Valentina versus Caitlin Chikutigan.
Yep. And the biggest favorite on the card by far, she's a she's a minus 950 favorite.
So big.
So if you put $100 on Shikazian, you can win $650.
There you go.
But I would never do that. Valentina is a savage. She's clearly a spy. If you saw her interview with Ariel Helwani and she said she's not a spy, she said that just like someone that is a spy. She's great with guns. She scares me. I think she could beat a lot of men. She's a savage.
Yeah, I mean, I think I picked Chikutigan in my DraftKings, like the normal pick your 6 fighters and see how they do, because they're awarded between strikes and takedowns. So I'm hoping that she can show up a little bit. But yeah, I think as far as the fight goes itself, Valentina is just she's a marksman with them hands and them feet.
Yeah, I would love to see. I mean, I can't see anyone justifiably picking against Valentina.
No,
she scares me, dude. Like, haunts my dreams. If somebody, there's something about her, man. She's a trained KGB warrior,
Yeah, no, there's definitely something with her as far as she's seen some time in some dark places. But I mean, she's still got 3 losses. I mean, it's not that she's not unbeatable.
Well, one of her losses was from a cut stoppage early in her career. That was bullshit. And then I think she's lost to Joanna in a couple of like kickboxing fights. But hell, since she's been in the UFC, she's dominant and she's beat girls. I mean, Holly Holmes, way so much bigger than her. And she could whoop anybody, but I think she's pound for pound, she's on my like top 5 list of not just women, but fighters. She's a bad motherfucker.
Facts. Yeah, she's out of Jones camp too, yeah.
She travels, she goes camp to camp all the time. She changes. Like, she moves. She's got her little base of people, but they'll move around and go to different camps. I think she's based, like, she's been training, or she's got some kind of roots in Houston, actually. So it'll be kind of like a home fight for her.
Her 3 losses are Amanda Nunes and Liz Carmouche. Two to Nunes, and then 1 to Carmouche.
Yeah.
That's still early on. I mean, but then she got the win back from Carmouche. That was her last fight, was that win. She kicked the shit out of Jessica I.
She
beat Joanna.
Destroyed her. Yeah. So I think we're pretty clear, both of us pretty solid on that pick for sure, goddamn. But I'm interested in where we're going with the Jones and Reyes fight. I think that Jones is a minus 460 favorite. Reyes is a plus 360 dog. So you can win 360 if you put 100 on Reyes.
So now, I mean, I'm going with Jones. Obviously, I believe you're going to go with Jones as well.
No, I'm going to go with Reyes. Going with
Wow.
my gut.
Do
Going,
you?
not that I don't love Jon Jones, but I
Yeah.
just got that feeling in my butthole like I had with Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey.
Do you think that Reyes is, or that Jones is hungry enough to be up for the challenge, or is he gonna not call it in like he did with the Gustafsson first fight,
Mhm.
but not take him as serious where he's gonna get that damage? Like even with the fight with Santos, it didn't look like he was like taking him serious enough.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I think my gut's telling me Reyes is because I feel like Jon, he's basically already almost moved up to heavyweight. He's also been going back and forth with Adesanya, like
Yeah.
everybody else except for Reyes. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Jones. He's still, to me, the GOAT, one of them all time. But you got a Reyes who's never tasted defeat. He's got a dynamite left hand, and he's a counter fighter. So what I see happening, a very big possibility, is him being a southpaw, and Jon Jones likes to do his left high kick. You know, that's what he hit DC with, and he's knocked a couple people out with it. If he throws that kick and Reyes counters it with a dynamite left hand, like that's going to be available. And Jones, he's hard to hit. I mean, I know that, but we'll have to see with Reyes. Reyes has got good elbows too, and so does Jones. So it could be a nasty little battle, that kind of like intricate striking. That I hope it's one of the, if it lives up, I think it could be one of the better fights we've seen in a long time, especially for big 205ers.
They said what Reyes is already warning the refs about Jon Jones's fingers. Make sure they're pointing up. I don't want him to be poked in the face,
Yeah,
as it should.
that's totally fair. I mean, Jon Jones is, I don't think he does it to poke people, but he fights with his fingers exposed, which is against the rules. He's just kind of keeping your hands out of the way. But, you don't want an eye poke, of course. And, I think he's just trying to that's Reyes' way of getting to the refs of being like, bitch, I'm going to be all over making sure you're calling them, if they happen, and warning him to keep his fingers pointed down.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think any of them are intentional, but he does fight with his hand out like that as almost a deterrent. Like you can't get close enough because if it's not me poking you, you're walking into my hand.
yeah.
I'm just
No,
gonna leave it sitting there.
yeah. I mean, I think what also kind of concerned me for Jones is he made this weight cut so easy. Like I was watching Embedded. He arrived to Houston and was eating like big breakfasts, fight week. Like he was down in weight so quick. I don't know, man. And then he looked on the way in, he looked small. And when this fight was, he was huge. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean, maybe it's just good diet, and he is so motivated, which is going to be deadly for Reyes. If it's a pissed off, real motivated Jon Jones, then hell, we haven't seen that in years.
yeah. It's a shame when fighters get like Anderson Silva, like you saw him versus like the Rich Franklin the second time, where he's just annihilating him, and then after that, you never saw that intensity really anymore. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
very rare, and it's like, damn it, like stop running. You just do that again, be that intense again. But obviously it's harder for them to do that than just go, yeah, I'm gonna fucking come fly out and destroy everything. Like Jon Jones when he first came out against Shogun, ran out with the flying knee. Like
Oh,
where's
dude,
that stuff again?
yeah, choking Machida, and I mean, he was a
Scary.
savage. And I would like to see that Jon Jones back. Um, and here's the key to me: Reyes has to come out and get Jones's respect in the first round, in the first minute. Because Jon is not a quick start. He knows, he's a fucking master chef of 5-round fights and winning them. He's just incredible to watch because he can do that. But he needs to get that respect, and for Jones to know, like, oh shit, this young man isn't fucking around. Like let him taste something.
I will say one thing that's been nice leading up to this fight is there hasn't been any controversy as far as there's no picogram talk. There's no out of the ring bullshit. He's not being a dick online, like you said. He's not going after Reyes and talking shit.
Hmm.
There's no. It's kind of nice because maybe he has grown up a little bit, and we're not gonna get that bullshit. What's gonna suck is after, after the fight, say he wins, or even if he loses, and then it comes out that he pissed hot or something.
Yeah.
It's I don't want to
He
see that.
doesn't look like it though. Like, I look at guys that are that have obviously been on. I mean, you look at like Vitor Belfort. I mean, there's the TRT Vitor and the non. I mean, you can
Oh
clearly
God,
see it.
yeah,
Body changes are drastic. With John, you've never really seen that. Like, he's a lot. Uh, he's pretty stringy and lean. I mean, he has no calves. They don't exist. He doesn't have those muscles on his lower legs. Strange, but he's just a
uh,
big fucking athletic dude with the genetics of a family. I mean, pro football player, brothers and shit. He's just
oh,
a
savage,
savage. And I do feel like his head is together. He's finally embraced like being the nice dick.
right?
Just kind of, not trying to just be the nice guy. He'll still drop some profanities, but he'd also announced the end of his beef with DC, which was nice. He said
Saw
that
that.
beef is over. And he's actually been saying like good things about DC, which is nice to see that not dragging on.
Yes, yeah. Especially if they're not gonna like finish it off at heavyweight for their trilogy fight, then just end it.
Yeah.
Like if we're not actively pursuing that fight, then there's no need to still be fighting. If you are Reyes, what is your game plan going into tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I think his plan has to be to go out as soon as the bell rings and go get John's respect. He needs to be in his face enough, find a way to break that distance, which if that means exchanging leg kicks, exchanging teak kicks, maybe even getting a takedown off one of those kicks. Nobody really likes to try John's jiu-jitsu, and John's such a better wrestler than people think. I mean, he showed it when he out wrestled DC.
Yeah, that was
You
crazy.
know, and John has a tendency of taking whoever he's fighting and beating them at their game. Like, he's
Right.
that good. He can do that. Like, oh, we're going to wrestle this fight. Okay. And then he out wrestles a wrestler, or Reyes, though, needs to hope this fight stays a kickboxing fight. Because power, one touch power, Reyes has better power. Jon Jones isn't really a knockout with his hands kind of guy.
Sure.
If he head kicks you, he can get you, but he's more of and he doesn't throw combinations. Like John is crazy. If you go back and look, I watched a bunch of his fights in the last week. He doesn't throw many he's one thing, this, that, he's very meticulous with his movement, but that's why he's so hard to hit, because he's never committed to like a 4-punch combination, which is how guys get hit, because they're in, sequence 2 or 3, somebody's countering something. John's in and out,
Right.
kicking you, pushing you with his hands, and you never get started. Guys fight Jon Jones. You look at Anthony Smith when he fought Jon Jones. He never got started. Anthony even said, like, I felt like I wasn't even there. Like, I never got to start fighting. And John does that to a lot of guys. They're just kind of existing in there for 5 rounds.
Assuming John wins, what's after for him? Move to heavyweight?
Yeah, I think if he wins, they do the heavyweight thing.
You got to, right? Like you've eaten your division. Like, are you supposed to wait for the next guy to come all the way through the ranks to get to you? Like,
yeah, for sure. I think he moves to heavyweight, and then I think if he's still kicking ass, that Adesanya fight in 2021 would be a fucking doozy if they're both still winning.
do you think that he could drop down to 185? If he's coming out
No.
looking as lean as he is now, do you think he
No,
could
I
get
think,
there?
but Adesanya can put muscle on his frame to meet
Right.
at 205. But I don't think John's got enough tissue to drop to 185. I mean, he was 204 at the weigh-in, and he's not like a big, bulky dude, so there's not a whole lot to lose. I think he'd be emaciated. He could probably make it, but God, he would look gross.
They say Reyes had trouble making weight. It seemed like it was like up to like the last hour, right? Or
Yeah, he's a big boy. He was a All-American, a 2-time All-American football player, tight end, beast of an athlete. And, you know, he's got capability. I've seen him. He's got knockout wins with, you know, straight lefts, with back fists, some hammer fists. I mean, he's pretty ruthless. And he's never, you know, when you got an undefeated fighter that's, you know, destroyed a former champion in his last fight in Weidman, even though he was a shell of himself, there's something that can't be substituted for that. Now, it's a thin line, because if he thinks he's moving to a whole new world, into Jon Jones land, I mean, that's just different.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how Reyes, not just so much as if Jon Jones is taking Reyes serious, but if Reyes can handle the moment of fucking Bruce Buffer finishing the announcements and then the fucking ref saying, fight.
Yeah.
And Jon Jones is crouching over in the other corner like a spider monkey, ready to fucking do anything to you.
It'll be fucking interesting.
But I'm going to go ahead and go out on the limb with Reyes. I'm taking Reyes.
Good for you.
I think it's a TKO, a stoppage.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah. I think he's going to stop Jon Jones.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I bet that's not going to be popular, but I just feel something. I could be totally wrong, though. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, I wanted to ask you something about our buddy Brendan Schaub. If you saw, you know, the joke about Kobe Bryant. Did you hear that? What Ari Shaffir did about it?
Deleted it and kind of explained it to everybody.
Yeah, and where he's just talking basically, you know, chiming in about Kobe Bryant's death and yada yada. But so Schaub, who's now supposedly a comedian, jumped out and kind of shit all over Ari. And a lot of people in the comedy world were pissed about that, because you're not taking your buddies back, and, you know, comedians should be able to say anything. But what were your thoughts on that? Like, do you think he should have chimed in, just shut the fuck up, or was he justified in ripping his buddy?
I mean, I guess how good are they buddies? Like, from what he was saying of Fighter and the Kid, like, he knows them, but they're not hanging out all the time. So you know somebody from a distance. Now, with knowing, I didn't know that that's what Ari's thing was. I saw the tweet. I chuckled. I was like, damn, dude, that was fucking hard.
Yeah.
But if that's what his thing is every time somebody famous dies, he's ripping out a fucking tweet talking shit or whatever, then it is what it is. I get in the sense that Kobe is one of those iconic figures and has been around for so long and has done amazing things in his field. I mean, you know, you win 5 championships with the fucking Lakers. You got Shaq Fu. What's up, Vincent?
Vince in the house.
I didn't have a problem with it, and I get, like, you know what I mean, because your fans, right? If I said something on Twitter, fans of the show or your fans of Uncle Randy that you know Nephew Joey might say something to you and be like, dude, why you fucking let your boy talk like that? You can rip it a little bit, like, yeah, you know, it was kind of fucked up what he said, but you should also distance, like, but that's not, you know, he's his own man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And especially being a comedian, like, you can say whatever you want. Yeah. You also have to deal with the consequences.
I just think it's a bad look for Schaub, as in he's already the CM Punk of comedy, you know, because he got in over who his friends are. And that guy shouldn't really chime in. Like, I would have just avoided it.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to weigh in on everything. And it's a bad look, you know, and Brian did the same thing. He kind of went in on him. But those guys are all a group of friends, you know, with Rogan and all that, that it could be interesting in how they deal with it. Hey, bud. How's the snow outside?
Good.
Cool.
That's so crazy you guys got snow.
My friend's house down the street.
Huh?
Went to my friend's house.
You went on the snowball fight.
Oh, well, I'm going to come out. I'm almost done, and we're going to go out and play some more in it, buddy. Yep. That's awesome. Yeah, well, I can't believe we got snow in Georgia like that, Joe. It's
yeah, it's crazy for you.
2 or 3 inches.
That's
That's nothing to
Flurries
y'all,
here.
is it?
No, that's flurries here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here,
we got a lot of ice.
yeah.
Like it's cold. Like it's supposed to be like the 3 degrees tonight. So cold as shit.
Yeah. It's just supposed to be here for today, and it'll be gone by morning. But I think we're gonna go out, do some sledding and shit, and see if I can break some bones.
Enjoy it while you can, right?
Yep. Well, shit, we got all of. So we're set on our picks.
Perfect.
The only ones we disagree on are you're taking Jones, I'm taking Reyes,
and I'm taking Dan Ige, and you're taking Mirsad.
Yep.
So I will get those picks out on Twitter as soon as this is done. Get the audio out there, share the shit out. Fucking, no, it's good. I'm glad we got time to get it in before the pay-per-view. Yeah,
I want to come back and do. I mean, if it's possible for you, do a quick turnaround and do a full cap of 247. I think there'll be a lot of storylines coming out of this. It's going to tell us a lot about a couple of different divisions and who's going to be fighting who, based on how these turn out. Derrick Lewis, Jon Jones, Reyes, etc. Valentina. If anybody can fuck with her, I don't think they can.
I don't think so. I don't see it.
Sweet. Well, let's try to turn it around. We'll get together and figure out which one we can come back.
Hell yeah. Dude, always a pleasure. Let people know where to find you.
Absolutely. You can find Married as Fuck Podcast on Twitter, Married as Fuck, and at Married AF Pod on Instagram. Check us out. Uncle Randy's there. Goddamn, you can check out all the videos. Again, shout out to Roca for Powerful Shades. We love those guys.
Fuck yeah. Any pod will do on Twitter and Instagram and innercirclepn.com. That's what's up. I can't wait to get my shades. Nephew Joey going to be up in this bitch all the time.
Boom. And they got our picks. Hell, it's in stone now, so we're going to see what. I think I'm up just by one pick at the moment, so we could easily exchange that after tonight.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right. Well, I'll holler at you tonight, I'm sure, during the fights, brother.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, dog. I'll holler at you later. Y'all be good.
I'll talk to you.
See you about.